Some stories begin with hope, others begin with a warning, disguised as hope. In the late autumn of 1890, readers of the Austin Weekly Statesman opened their paper to a curious headline, "Love's Fitful Fate." It was not a crime report, not an obituary, not even a scandal, at least not at first glance. It was a story about a matrimonial advertisement, and according to the paper, that alone was enough to spell danger. The article opens with a firm declaration. A matrimonial advertisement leads to cooling and billing between two susceptibilities. In other words, hearts were involved and disappointment soon followed. The paper describes the first of the two parties as a giddy Chicago girl of some 50 summers. The second, an unsophisticated Texan of roughly 25 winters. Two people who had never met. Two lives separated by hundreds of miles, drawn together by ink, paper, and longing. There is, the writer warns, danger in a matrimonial advertisement. Sometimes, the paper concedes, such notices do result in joy. Two hearts drawn together, a man and wife walking life's highway hand in hand, happy and forever blessed. But as a general rule, the article insists, these advertisements are dangerous things to trifle with. Beneath their sugar-coated surface often lies disappointment, hidden shoals, rocks upon which hearts are broken and dashed to pieces. And yet, the story continues. Some time ago, no matter how long, a bashful Texan living in an adjoining county, too modest to court in the fashionable arm-clutching manner of the day, answered one such advertisement he saw circulating in the papers. His letter was promptly answered. A regular correspondence followed. The paper describes it as filled with yearning, flaming passion, and lurid infatuation. Two souls with but a single thought, two hearts that beat as one. They wrote beneath coquettish stars and imagined moonlight falling like a mantle of beauty over the earth. They exchanged poetic lines, words promising closeness, even when distance remained. Time passed. Affection deepened, arrangements were made, and soon both parties traveled to Austin. A few days before the meeting, a lady reached the Driscoll Hotel and registered from Chicago. On that same day, a gentleman arrived from an adjoining Texas county and registered at the same hotel. Nothing strange in that, the paper notes, except in this case, something was very strange indeed. The gentleman inquired for the Chicago lady. The lady inquired for the Texas gentleman, and soon the popular clerk at the Driscoll obligingly brought them together. They met in the luxurious parlors of the hotel. What occurred at that meeting, the article claims, will forever remain a mystery. What one said to the other was never known. What expectations were shattered in that moment were left unstated. But the paper paints the aftermath in vivid detail. The gentleman had expected to meet a maiden, graceful, symmetrical, attractive, elegant in attire, like a half-blown damask rose. Instead, both parties were sorely disappointed. The lady, while neat and pleasant in address, carried the marks of at least 50 autumns upon her head and shoulders. Her eyes were not peerless stars. Her lips were not red roses. He, in turn, was described as somewhat gaunt and scraggy, cadaverous in appearance. Whatever dreams had been written into their letters could not survive the reality before them. They mutually determined not to marry. The lady left the Driscoll and returned to Chicago. The gentleman departed and went back to his adjoining county. And so ended the matrimonial advertisement episode. No crime, no wedding, no happily ever after. Just ink-stained hope folded back into the pages of history, a quiet warning from the past about